Hello, my name is Alejandro, and today I'll be talking about solar energy in Wailuku, Maui. So, energy in Hawaii in general is a pretty prevalent topic and issue. For example, of course, Hawaii has the highest electricity price of any U.S. state. Not only that, but petroleum makes up for around 80% of Hawaii's total energy consumption, which of course ties into some global warming concerns about non-renewable energy use. A popular a popular solution for this is, of course, solar energy. Photovoltaic or PV systems can help lower energy costs and non-renewable energy use. And interesting enough, solar energy even fits in with Wailuku's history of effectively managing naturally sustainable resources. Similar to how they used to use flowing water systems for things like their sugar plantations and their residents. Instead of looking at flowing water, we are currently looking at how sunlight can be used in that regard. However, there are lots of things that can impact the efficiency of PV systems. For example, the way that the solar panels are oriented, the quality of the building's insulation, and even any shade that is on the building itself. With all of this in mind, the question that I want to answer today is how can solar panels be used in Wailuku for efficient and sustainable energy production? There are some parameters that I want to quickly cover. First of all, I'm only going to be using enough solar panels where the energy generated is about the same as the energy used, give or take. I'm also going to consider what would be some of the optimal conditions for the PV system I create. And I also want to see if the system I created is profitable. For my design, I did an analysis of the Wailuku Courthouse building in a software called Aladdin, which is from the Institute for Future Intelligence. The direction of my solar panels, I made them face south due to the location of Wailuku itself and the travel path of the sun. I found out that solar panels that face south get the most consistent exposure to sunlight, so panels facing in that direction will be the most effective. For the building's insulation, I considered two variables. There is the R value, or heat resistance, of the walls and the roof, as well as the U value, or thermal transmittance, of the windows. Both a high R value and a low U value correlate with less energy that the building uses for things like AC in order to keep it at a certain temperature. So for those two variables, I just chose some arbitrary values of 3.5 and 1.5 for the R and U values respectively. Trees are a natural way for sunlight to be blocked on a building, which of course would lessen the total heat that is absorbed by the building itself. The most effective way for trees to be placed around the building is if there were small trees surrounding the perimeter, but I just included the ones that were based on the real life building because I feel like they already do a good enough job with blocking some sunlight. For the testing, I was able to put down about 30 solar panels on the roof, and this gave me both a yearly building energy usage and yearly energy generation of about 15 to 16,000 kilowatt hours. It's not exactly the same, but it's close enough. And the system that I created was able to generate a total profit of $2,300, which I think is pretty interesting. For my next system, or for my next iteration of my prototype, I want to consider a few different things. First of all, I want to test different solar panel models for their efficiency. Maybe there are some solar panel models that are more efficient than the ones that I originally chose. I also want to use more realistic R and U values instead of just choosing arbitrary ones based on whether it'll be whether it'll be effective for my setup. In conclusion, implementing solar panels can seem costly at first, but the energy that they generate over time can make it a worthy investment. And this doesn't only have to apply for small scale buildings. Efficient PV systems can yield similar benefits in industries such as hotels through systems like solar farms or solar canopies, which I have modeled below. Of course, solar energy contributes to global warming efforts, but it can also be a big contributor to Hawaii's aim for 100% renewable energy by the year 2025, 2045. As of last year in 2024, 41% of Maui's energy generated was from renewable energy sources. And even though it's almost impossible for solar energy to solely take up that other 59%, more of it can definitely help that goal be reached. Thank you.